Alright, good evening. Welcome to another race event. On the Tuesday evening of racing, and I believe that my camera is frozen. Yeah, it's definitely frozen. Let's just... There we go. I think we have some video from me. This will do for now. Alright. Welcome. We're finally back to a... or what should be a regularly scheduled program. With two races tonight. First race is over here at GPLRACER. We're driving a Daytona road course with the 1971 sports cars. And later in the evening at the UKGPL we'll be driving the 1955 cars down at the beautiful Bremgarten, Switzerland. Now we have driven here before. Couple of months ago with the OAO winter season, so it's pretty familiar ground, and because I really haven't done a lot of practice for myself, I'm going to drive the same car as I did that day, which is the Porsche 917-20. So keeping it quite simple today. There have already a few times have been set, so I think we'll just go on and drive as well. Actually, hold on. Back to the pits because we still have race fuel on. Change that. There you go, and should do for now. Right, back once again in the pink pig. I think it's safe to say that it has quite simply grown out to be my favorite car of the bunch. As far as the 1971 cars are concerned, I just find very nice to drive, has good top speed, handling is decent, though maybe not as good as other cars, but I digress. Right. It's going to be a slight adjustment today. In terms of driving, I've driven a lot of Sportcar Mod, only it was doing so with 60 frames per second, and now we are dialing it back to 36. Oh, we have already done one. Only 5 gears. We've already done a race, I believe, with the 36 frames per second. Now it's becoming a regularity again with no future events with this car to be driven in 60. Still warming up. Traffic is really close. I'll just let him through, not interrupt this qualifying lap. He's driving the long tilt Porsche. Cuts the corner. Oh! Not very proactive in taking avoidant action. Right, about to set our first competitive lap times here. So it's going to be a low 42. So a fair amount of ground that still has to be won. On hugging the inside. The first two sectors have been what a significant improvement, at least. Should be within a second of pole. Here we go again. Wanting to shift to a 6 when it doesn't exist. Overcooked it on the braking. Are they gonna make some changes? to the setup. Not really convinced about the handling of the car. Take away some of the stiffness. Alright. I'm going to drop a clutch as well. Here, just much taller. Yeah, that will work for now, I think. She moves in the corner now. Hit the wall on the outside there, but the car definitely feels a little more agile now. It's a good sign at least. Little to right there. First sector was not great, but there is an improvement on second. we should be jumping in the 140s in this lap. Mayhaps. Oh, just about. Oh, lost it on the braking. Very tricky braking zone. Late on the braking, I carried way too much on the outside. Yeah, that car is not drivable anymore like this. Maybe I can find Tristan and see how he's doing the corners. How many are we today? 10, 13 drivers, so that's a pretty decent field. I'm gonna add something for today in the description. I added a couple of links for the leagues that I am driving. And there also should be a link that should direct you to the current standings of the respective championship we are driving. I believe I did make a mistake with the GPLRACER one and redirected it to the 65 championship. But it should be okay for the UKGPL championship for the 1955. I'm not entirely sure if it's visible to you. But if you can read the rules of the championship there and where we are currently standing in the championship. So if you're interested in that, you can find it in the description. And I think for both there's also a general link to the website, so if you feel like you want to join the fun there, you can click on the link, you can see the main page and have a little look around. Alright, I think we fancy maybe one more try to get something out of this qualifying. Maybe a couple less dampers just to keep myself a little bit more a safer feeling car for the braking zone. I think we got about 3 laps to make something out of this. We're being a little easy on the brakes there. Let's try Taker's corner a second. May up a little bit. No, completely overcooked it this one. Two drivers in 139s, just 300 apart. I don't think we can catch them, but maybe we can outdo Uli Hofmann's lap time. Try it in a second. Right, there's merit on this lap. It's a straight line here. Final banking. Quest across the finish line. What's gonna be? 140.54. It's a good improvement, but I think that Ollie has improved as well, so... It did not improve on position, unfortunately, but... I think at least with this lap... I'm decently happy. I'll make a few more changes to my setup. Or at least the gear ratios. They can be really close knit together. With the original gear ratios, they're quite far apart, far more than I say than is necessary. Go with 28 gas. Usually fuel is a little bit of an overestimation of how much is needed. Maybe stiffness, because I feel like carcass just keeps drifting away from the apex. Something like that. I don't think this will work. So I'm not really sure where is. Oh, I need my T. We're starting from the back straight. Was a lot of confusion again. Just like last time. We didn't know when we finished. Green flag is up. I may have jumped the start there. I'm not waiting. Oh! Yeah, he bumped into me. I think my tire is gone. Yes, it is. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm driving the pits right now, but I'm not sure if I can actually repair this. There's another one in the garage. Nah, it's only doing fuel. There's nothing happening with the wheels, so... Yeah, that's it after just a few hundred meters. Wonderful. Oh, what happened here? Wind chase cam. So the Ferrari of the pole had a bit of the line. kind of sandwiched between the two pigs here. And yeah. This is a bit of a dump coming together. How many people have chosen the same cars? I'm counting five of the same Porsches plus me, that's 6. But yeah. If you look at from this angle again. Yeah, we just kind of sandwiched into another. I mean, I mostly kept my own line, I believe. I did lean a little bit to the right. Piero was also leaning, yeah, a little bit to the left, and we just came together like that in the middle. Yeah, that's what happens. I guess right now there's nothing else to do but yeah, watch the rest of it. We'll just shift the camera to the race leader. Maybe just the guy in second. Yeah, I guess we'll leave it hanging like this until 10 o'clock when the next race begins. Nothing else to do but to watch. Yeah, that's not really helpful if the play key on the keyboard is the same key you press to use the display capture. I robbed you of viewing the incident from high definition. I will go back to that then, I guess. Practice. This is the race. Let's go. There's Kingley. We like a better start than the two Porsches. He went right in between. And yeah. We kind of sandwiched together here. Pierre lost the wheel, Paul lost the wheel, I lost the wheel. There's 3 cars just gone right at the beginning of the race. Bit unfortunate, but yeah, nothing that can be done about. Alright, Piston is winning, running away with it as per usual, so I guess we just watch Patrick and Uli. Second. Unless there are other interesting battles going on somewhere down the field. Maybe between these two. Between Cheshire and Ksuk. Everyone's driving pretty much alone. These two are pretty close together. I think that's a little more interesting. Right, unfortunately I just can't, yeah. make more of it today. Gonna have a quick look if maybe there's been some messages on the forum. See what if Paul has said anything, or Piero maybe. Ah yeah, here we got a message from Paul. Yeah, sorry to Yannick for the start. I made a good start and was alongside Yannick and Piero to the right. Piero moved to the left into me and pushed me into Yannick. We all three lost the wheel, technically. Yeah. I'm gonna make a little message about it as well. In a retirement. Oh no, it's Piero, he's tucked away. think Alain may be catching up here for P5. Tristan was actively taking the toe out of the car behind them. I think last lap they cut off from the tune a little bit, but now he's speeding again a bit. Patrick caught him again with about 6/10 a lap. So that race is also still not run. We're at lap 11 of 27 now, so that will still be going. Right, I'm gonna set myself some new tea. I'll be back in a minute. I was wondering if someone's still alive. But they're looking a little closer together than they were a little before. Pretty exciting. Let's have a look further back on the field. David and Nick are still battling out. Alain was pretty close, but I believe he crashed. We can look back at what happened. There we go. There's Alain. And oh, he's actually ahead of Ksuk for a moment. Oh, don't fast forward to the end. Fast forward a bit. Oh yeah, he missed it on the braking. Yeah, he was just way too late. Was still driving for a bit, but I imagine that the rear suspension is just completely shattered after that crash. Alright, let's look further. They were a little slower relative to last lap, but still very much inside of the Ferrari. 12 laps remain. Oh. Frank Muller had a crash in his Alpha. Just overshot it. Not much else going on. You can have a nice onboard angle from the Ferrari. No. There are no onboard cameras on the Ferrari. And that's just a bit of a common thing with these cars. I mean, all the new mods, they don't really have proper onboard cameras when they say roll bar or gearbox or front suspension. I'll show you. Here, this is roll bar, this on top, okay. But this is just from the front of the nose. The gearbox is just the side of the car, and you know, the suspension cameras are just diagonal views, but none of them really are, you know, not what I call onboard cameras. A bit as always disappoint me a little bit. So I did make a custom camera, like actual onboard cameras for the K-terms, which I think turned out pretty great. Yeah, maybe I have to do this for the sports cars too, but I don't know if I fancy investing the time in that. I think Justin is picking up the pace. The last couple of laps are a little bit faster relative to the Porsches behind him. He of course has a big advantage in the corners with this car, but it's something that the Porsches will keep up with once the straight come by. Something exciting from the other part of the grid. So keep following the Porsche of Cheshire, but no real fighting going on, at least. We can keep following what's going on over here. He's quite close to Patrick, but he doesn't attack. Little look up from Patrick there, but he keeps it going. Again, last lap was a little better for Tristan. Oh, Oli spins. Yep, he is pretty much out of contention. Let's move on to Patrick. We may have gone a little close to this lap, but that may be just the illusion from not having entered the big long straight lap yet. Patrick, if you want to overtake him, you have to follow his line. Now you're losing the slipstream. The lap time was 46, his was 70, so he did gain some time. From the looks of things, he now lost some. .143 for Tristan, 141.0 from Patrick. Yeah, that's a lot slower. 140, 64, 140, 46. So we kept just a slight bit closer. The exact, what does the timing sheet say? 1.8. Enough for now. I just saw that Ollie at the fastest lap. Is he? No, he's not really close. Guess we just have to keep following Patrick and see if he can keep up with Tristan. Looks like he got a little wide in the corner there. Maybe he did it on purpose. Okay, 140.16, personal best for Patrick, and 140.75. That's 6 tenths. It still could look like a pretty good fight. I really hope so. Tristan's actually got an inside line for some reason. Oh, he lost another 6 tenths. Patrick is really close up now. We have 4 laps of racing left. Oh, I'm a bit tired. Long day on work, long time up. That sounded like an early shift. Patrick is still not going into the slipstream of Tristan. Just keep on finding it remarkable that Pavel, the freeled Ferrari, some slight ground that lap. Oh, he spins. Patrick spins. Yeah, that's the end of. That's the end of that. The other one is not really that close to him. I think that leaves us with not too much to watch for anymore. Except for that, maybe. Nick tries on the inside, he's quite close. But not close enough. This is a very tricky breaker, so you can't really overtake there. Oh no, they touch! They just make contact with one another. Nick. Oh, no, wrong button. I was waiting for Dave to safely rejoin. Uli and Patrick are now actually close to one another, so it could be... could still be exciting for P2. Patrick will not like it, seeing how Nick is kind of holding him up here. Oh, there we go, he's at least lost him now. Last lap, they might have to deal with Dave again. Lap traffic. Yeah, I think we are having no doubts about who is going to win this. And I honestly that the race for second has also been done. So yeah, I think it's time that we oh, well, it could be quite close actually. Have a look. He has to slipstream, but has he enough? No, he doesn't. Patrick has second place. Photo finish though? No, not a photo finish. Alright, that I think we've seen enough for this race. We know first, second, third who has finished. So I will just go ahead. Make our way to the next race at UKGPL. I haven't even set up the server yet. That's interesting. Okay, so a little update. It looks like that there has been some problems starting up the server. You have to be a little bit patient. So we'll see the server pop up when it is there. A little bit of time. Okay, it looks like we finally have some good news. Because one of the original hosts just couldn't get it done. Getting the server hosted, but fortunately someone has taken over and has now got the server running, so we can finally get started on doing qualifying for the next race. So I'm just about to enter the server. You see the screen pop up in just a few seconds, and yeah, we can finally get racing. That took long enough, but sometimes things just doesn't go as smooth as you like things to go. But oh, this one too. There we go. Well, welcome back, everyone. I imagine you have waited quite a bit to finally see this comeback. So yes, here we are at the Swiss Grand Prix at was it Bremgarten. I will say I have not practiced for this, so I have taken a car which already had the setup going. The Maserati 250F is my choice of car for today. To get a little bit adjusted to the... Oh my god, I'm way too high up in the cockpit. I'll need to change that, I think. I'm sorry, I have to go back and forth for one more time. Alright, this is a little better. At least I can work with this. Also, my car is a chameleon because it just changed from yellow to red. Well, let's get some laps in. I haven't driven the 55 mod in, well, I'd say a fair bit. A little bit readjusted again. It's quite a remarkable change too, going from the fastest mod, or one of the fastest mod, to one of the slowest. We got going for a GPL. keep forgetting with the Maseratis and the Van Mols and the Ferraris of the mod, I keep forgetting which cars were driving at 7,200 revs per minute or at 74. Either of the two. But I keep forgetting which is which. It's a bit too much speed there through the corner. Oh, there a little brush to the areas there. Coming a lot of the inside of T1. Yeah, a bit much speed. Oh, I didn't slow down for that one at all. Hitting a lot of barriers left and right there. A little gentle brush. Oh, keep it out. Ferrari that Dave Rainer is driving, letting me through. Driving in the Argentinian colors, I believe. Waved yellows, have to be careful. Sliding the car. Lots of little mistakes here and there. my god, evil right behind me. Nice. Figure out which car sign I'm eating from behind. I want to say it's the van wall, but it's can't say for certain. I have time to look in my mirrors right now. With yellows. Gordini has gone off at the intersection. Like Alain is riding Gordini today. Yellow again, but not too much of a worry. Actually should keep it in fourth there. Much speed there, but kept it from the embankment. A little bit of slips from here from the, I think, the canard of Patrick. And then with lap time. Just barely got the provisional pole lap time there. And unsettled the car a little bit. Me giving him a little nudge there, but yeah, there's not much of a lap to be driven like this. overcooked it again. Yeah, I count it as a half spin. There's a little bit of a Gordini behind me. Actually has a bit of pace going. He's disappearing. No, he's right beside me. Cheers. That's another lap time gone. Climb the embankment there. Once again, I just don't do a lap time if predators get a bit in the way of my driving. Moving out of the way. Alright, so free space. A little too close to the inside. Actually, these are just walls and not actual trees. I'd imagine that in the modern sims that this track is a lot more brutal. A little too much speed. No. That's too much embankment. Prix was going a lot slower than I anticipated there. Yeah, I think that this circuit is pretty much hell for any car you choose. I should leave all those trees right next to you. Bit too much again on the inside. But I have to say, I really like driving Bremgarten. I think it's... I'm not sure if it's top 10, but I think it's close to getting to my top 10. Oh, he just not pay attention to what goes around him. Right, can we get on a good flying lap here, please? Whoa, look at that Cordini go! Oh, wow. Absolutely launched himself there. I had to back off a little bit, but it didn't cost me a lot of time. Hello, Signon. Team leader. I should say for the OAO people, I will be streaming the coming season 29, with the first race this Saturday. And it will be bi-weekly. So it will be every Tuesday and every other Saturday. Talking about having a rigid schedule. Overcooked it. Even with that mess up, I still improve my lap time. And there's a lot more in it, huh? Oh. Cordini health in a way, but not by much. To that. Right, I finally got a lap that's up to my standard. See what it brings us. To 26.7. Alright, I think that will do. It will do plenty by almost 2 seconds. Just let qualifying conclude itself. What do you know? That's a new personal best for me. Right, we'll just... yeah, fuel is fine. We'll just let it play out. Hey... yeah, just 2 minutes plus a little bit of overtime for the drivers who have led to complete the lap. Take a little quick break and I'll be seeing you in a little bit. Right, let's take a look. Have they made some improvement? I think Cliff Loins got a little bit faster, but I'm still a fair distance away, I'd say. Actually, I have a little look here what the grid looked like in actually 1954, because obviously they didn't drive in 55 because of what happened. Remember, this is a Pro Racer, no Shift R. I set the server to int by mistake. So also for you guys, if we crash out, we landed upside down, we lose a wheel or whatever, we are out of the race. Yeah, it's quite nuts, but I really love driving it. Interestingly, I do not have the tachometer on the choppy way. A little slow there, off the line. I'm not really troubled with it. Everyone's taking the lead. Yeah, thanks guys. Enjoy the ride. It should also work in multiplayer, but maybe it's only for the 55 mod. I'm really not sure, to be honest. Yeah, I should add that. Good to see you, Kyle. I haven't seen you a fair bit, and well, I hope to see you on the grid again in OAO soon, if you feel like it. We've had some old names coming back for this season in Division 1, so aggressive on the brakes. Play turn in. We get it back on the exit, but it's fine. Oh, it's really. My condolences to that, Kaio. I'm really sorry you lost your dad. Almost going to the barrier there. Lifted it off in time. Little look up in the rear from Cliff. Make something work here, not quite. Oh, there goes the engine for Cliff. Well, that ended sooner than I hoped it would. Yeah, I fear that Grand Prix engine is a little bit too old to have sim up. But at least you know what we got here. I think it's plenty enough and it works well enough, so I don't think it's too much of a miss. Oh, going wide, very wide. Luckily my car did end up the right way. Oh, that's nice. Fellow colleague on the road. Maybe we'll pass by one day together when I have a delivery in Belgium or something. As some of you may already know, about 1.5 weeks ago I passed for my CE license. And I am currently waiting to pick it up pick my new license up down at the municipality. I am stumbling a little in finding the correct word for gemeente. But unfortunately they were already so full booked with appointments that I only could get it in about 10 days. So yeah, town hall, thank you. Yeah, so for the moment I'll still be driving C. And I've already had a chat at work with someone who had plenty of space in a certain trajectory that was looking for drivers. And they've explained to me how it works and what kind of schedule I could be driving, and you know, once I get my license, then I can hop on and go for a bit of a test run and see if I like it. But I'm also looking at some other options, because there are plenty of companies. The company where I work for, they drive for several other companies, and I just want to have a look at what all the others have in offer and what fits best for me in terms of well, working hours, and whether it's fitting well with my private life. Because I got a couple of other things going on besides, you know, racing. I've finally picked up on playing padel again after a bit of a hiatus, so I want to keep that going. There's also, you know, theater I need to take into account. But it's really just a matter of looking which puzzle fits me best, but we'll get through it. Oh yeah, when I was doing licensing for C, I also was driving a Duff. And I frequently use one at work right now. When I drive for Havi, I'm driving a Duff. And it has, well, I'd say it has a lot of torque. It has pretty good acceleration, but yeah, the interior is pretty cheap. I'm also driving from another company which drive Mercedes trucks, and they're just way better. They don't go as fast, but it's so much more comfortable. They have much better chairs. The interior looks better. I think it's more comfortable to drive. They're just better in almost every aspect relative to the DOFs I'm driving, which don't have cameras. They have the good old-fashioned mirrors. They both do, by the way. But when I was driving for my CE exams, I was driving a MAN truck, and they had those new camera mirrors, which I don't think I really prefer them. I think the typical mirrors. Yeah, it's all plastic, you know, it's cheap quality. On Mercedes, it's just proper leather. I've been chatting so much, but I can't keep up with all the texts. Dagelijks een andere fout. That is just so relatable, because every time I'm driving a different DAF, almost all the time, one of the it's either the indicator is broken, or one of the one of the indicators is broken, one of the front lights is broken, one of the rear lights is broken. There's always something going on with these guys. The truck I drove today actually had some kind of air leakage going on behind the cabin, but it wasn't really too serious. I could do my job pretty much normally. My company, there are also a couple of other trucks besides. They drive predominantly DAFs. They have a couple of Mercedes. They also a couple of Volvos. But I have never driven into those, and well, to be honest, I'm a little bit curious what they are like. It would be nice to see from each trucking company that drives around Europe, at least. So also maybe Scania, Renault, Iveco. You know, it would be nice to have a look in each of them and see what they each have in offer. If I compare the MAN I drove during the CE license to the Mercedes I drive in, I think I would still prefer the Mercedes. When I boot up Euro Truck Simulator, I am also driving a Mercedes truck. I just like them the best. I've looking into it, these Hori truck wheels. Also pretty interested in it. I believe that Moza also has them. They were also, I believe, a bit cheaper than the Hori ones, but I don't know, maybe I'll look a little later into the future into buying a proper truck sim wheel. Because now I'm still using a Thrustmaster T248 for both racing and trucking. And the thing shows his age a bit. There's some little noises at times in the bass, and yeah, the leather is given out on the sides, so yeah. Speaking of Mercedes and their trucks in ETS2, I believe that they are going to get a new truck, like the next gen truck, but you know, the one they are currently having, the latest model, the new Actros, is actually pretty dated. However, I am using a mod I got at Steam Workshop, which replaces the interior dash to something that's more from 2020 and very close to what I am currently driving in real life. I'll be honest, I think that the new Actros layout that's like the default is kinda ugly. Or rather kinda dated. I think it's from like 2014. Somewhere in the whereabouts of that time. I'm gonna say the Mercedes that I have that works right now with complete digital screens everywhere. And I gotta say I don't really like it that much either. They have one model that's a little bit older in terms of Mercedes trucks, and I think that's a little less digital. But I think I found that one a little nicer to operate than having everything turn into a tablet these days. Last December I bought a new car, and that one is also pretty much on the edge of when I like it. It still has a couple of analog buttons. And I like my car to have some analog buttons. Like having a bit of a touchscreen with some things is nice, but I don't like it to be like everything is digital. You get Steam keys if you buy a Hori. Yeah, too bad I already purchased it. Both of them. Lap traffic up ahead. We've been talking so much that I didn't realize we were already halfway down the Grand Prix. Please move. Thank you. I don't think I've ever heard of the Aerosoft truck rim. I need to do a little bit of investigation in that. To be honest, I think my current wheel also goes up to 900 degrees, so I think it won't be too much of a change for me if I look at what I have now. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, what I really like about the wheel I have, the T248, is that it has plenty of buttons to yeah, it has more than plenty of buttons to use, and you really need that in this game, in a Euro Truck Simulator. I see what you mean. That you like can get a proper truck wheel rim you can put on the base. Honestly, I would like it to have like maybe a bit of an entry level or a moderate level, like direct drive base, and that you then from there can install various different rims to use to your sim of choice. But unfortunately, I'm not really that deep into sim racing anymore. It's really just Prix Legends that I play and maybe some Automobilista too. Apart from that, it has mostly just kind of faded out of me. Little brush. Wasn't really sure what he was going to do there. He was staying on the middle of the track for a moment. I've been getting some videos of ISO in my recommendations that they were driving the 65 Cup. That's I think that's R Factor, right? Never really gotten into the game. Okay, fair enough. Same difference. Five laps left, by the way. Ooh, just about missed outside the hay bales. What do you exactly mean by not being able to shift properly? Is it something to do with the clutch? Okay, is it like some kind of mechanism, some kind of rule they put into the game for driving, or is it just just has to do with whatever you're using for a gear lever. Again, I think I'm taking a little bit too much on the inside of that corner there. Getting a little feeling of I think I have got stuck there because I got too far on the inside. Little bit guardrail there. Get a hit on the guardrail. Gonna get by, no problem. An ultimate lap. No, it should not be. Yeah, it could be that the moderation put some of your comments indeed on a review, but yeah, the thing is I don't have any moderators active, so nobody that will be able to check if the comments are fine or not. I'm not popular enough for that. I guess I'll have to look into it then. I did set it on some moderation, but I'm quite sure I don't have it to set on like the strictest amount, you know? I guess YouTube is just, you know, being ultra sensitive about it. I mean, you know what they are like at times. Last corner. And onto the finish flag. Right, there we go. I will make up for the flop that was the first race, where we didn't last longer than a few hundred meters or so. Is well ahead, so yeah, maybe next race I'll choose maybe a Vanel or a Connaught to make it maybe a little bit interesting, or a Gordini, who knows. Alright, what's the time? Oh, it's 11:30 here, so I think that will be a good timing to put the net on it all here today, so yeah, thank you guys all for watching, and yeah, next time should be on Saturday with the season opener of OAO Season 29 at the circuit of Bulawayo, so yeah, for those who are not racing, I hope to see you there. And if not, well, I'll always be streaming on Tuesday evenings. Alright, until next time.